Do any of you remember Magic Eye books? That was a book series that was very, very popular in the 90s. And basically, what it was is if you had a Magic Eye book, on each page of that Magic Eye book, there was like an image, inside of a square, there was an image. And it kind of looked like wallpaper, like it was like a pattern in various, in like a color, and sometimes it was like a weird texture or something. And what you were supposed to do is you were supposed to look at this image in the Magic Eye book and uncross your eyes. Or you could cross your eyes too. And if you did that, you would be able to see a 3D image appear, which is thus the term Magic Eye. It was like a magic image that appeared because your eyes shifted in a weird way. And yeah, these books were really, really popular when I was a kid. All the kids at school had them, and they were just like showing off and saying, look at all this cool stuff. Look! You can see the buffalo there, and if you look at this one, you can see an eagle. If you look at this one, you can see a car." But I was never really able to see any of those images. Like, I was never able to get the Magic Eye thing to work. So I just had to take these kids' words that they were seeing what I wasn't seeing. But there actually was one Magic Eye image. For some reason, just one of them. One of them worked for me. I got a hold of one of these Magic Eye books at the library because I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. And I tried looking at a bunch of different images. And it actually gives you a few techniques for how to see the 3D images. The one that I tried to do was it told you to hold the book up, like turn to the page you want to see, like turn to the image you want to see. Then hold the book up close to your face so that the image is almost touching your nose. And then you want to just stare at that really close to your face until it starts getting blurry. And once it starts getting blurry, then you want to slowly ease the book away from your face and keep that blurry look going as you ease the book, and you should be able to see the 3D image at that point. So yeah, I tried this technique with like almost all of the images in the Magic Eye book, and none of them really worked. There was only one. And this was like the texture of this one was like a green kind of grassy, not necessarily grass, more like a hedge, like a bush or something like that. So I tried this technique with it. I zoomed in real close and then waited until it got blurry. And then I zoomed out, and this one worked. And what I saw was a horse. There was a three-dimensional horse. It was like the texture had wrapped itself around a 3D model of a horse. And behind the horse, there was a fence. And in front of the horse, there was something else in the foreground. I don't remember what it was, but it was cool. It was really cool. Like the first time you see a Magic Eye and it actually works for you, it's really, really cool. And so I was impressed. But once again, that was the only image that I was ever able to make work when I was a kid. So fast forward 5 years. For some reason, someone decided to give me one of these Magic Eye books. It wasn't actually called Magic Eye. It was just some kind of knockoff brand of it. But one of these books with these images, these stereographic images, for my birthday. And so I once again, with a book, I have a book that I'm not able to look at the images of. But I decided to try with this one too. And so I tried with a bunch of the images, and once again, I was only able to see one of the images. This time it was a different image, but I was only able to see one of the images in the book. And the texture was another green texture. This one was more of a light green. It was kind of grassy and had some weird paint strokes on it. But it was this image of like a bunny in the middle of a meadow or something like that. I don't remember those very specific details. But yeah, I used the same technique. I brought the image close to my nose, then waited until it got blurry, then slowly brought it back out, and I was able to see the bunny. So yeah, then that was pretty much for a long, long time. That was my only experience with Magic Eye. I was only able to see like specific images for some reason. So anyways, fast forward even further to like maybe 2 years ago, I decided that I was going to make this work. I was going to find a way to make this work and be able to look at any Magic Eye image or any stereographic image, because I had figured out at this point that Magic Eye was actually just a stereograph or a stereoscopic imagery. And what those are is you take two pictures at slightly different angles, and then you put them right next to each other. And then if you look at these two pictures, you have one eye look at one picture and the other eye look at the other picture, then your eyes will like form three pictures. And the middle picture would be a combination of the two original pictures, and it would be a 3D image. You would be able to see all of the 3D details as if you were looking at it in real life. And so like I had figured out that was what Magic Eye was. And so I decided I was going to just, however long it took, I was going to figure out how to do this and get it done and be able to do it for the rest of my life. So I spent like an entire day trying to get stereoscopic images to work in my brain. And I kind of had like this barrier to it because whenever I had tried to do it previously, what usually ended up happening was my eyes would get blurry. Like after I tried to do like a Magic Eye for a long time, my eyes would get blurry, and then like I go do a different task, like I'm done with the Magic Eye, and then I go try to read a book, and then like I'm seeing like the letters, but they're blurring in and out, and it made me very uncomfortable. It made me very afraid of like just blurring my eyes permanently or something. And so I had like this kind of mental block. But I spent all day overcoming that mental block and finally getting the stereoscopic images to work. And the technique, I didn't use the whole zoom in and then zoom out technique. That didn't work for me. What I figured out was that, or the best way that it worked for me was just to relax my eyes until the images just slowly faded into one image. And that worked. And so I finally got it to work, and once I got the stereoscopic images to work, I tried it out with Magic Eye, and lo and behold, it was the exact same process. Just let my eyes relax until I see the image form, and then it worked. And so from this point on, I'm able to look at any Magic Eye image and actually see the 3D parts. And it's cool. And if any of you have not like actually looked at a 3D Magic Eye image, I would highly recommend at least doing it once, because it is a different experience and it is really cool looking the first time. And anyways, that's my story of Magic Eye, and this has been 7 minutes and 37 seconds. This has been the Kokino Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, leave a comment. If you did, leave a comment. Whatever. I don't know. Have fun. Have fun with your life, all right? See you later.